Hello everyone, I am Bets Golden. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you what you can do with those pieces of scrap paper or paper that you've created while utilizing your gel press plate. I created this over a series of 2 videos here on YouTube, and I basically did my gel press scrap over here. What that means is my ghost images were done on this sheet. So I liked it. I thought it was really good. I had some clouds in here. I had the grass down here. I thought that the layering of the gelatos looked great. Didn't want to waste it. So I'm going to show you today what you can do not to waste your scraps and how you can bless someone else with them. Before I get started, make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you haven't done so. Hit that subscription and then also hit that little bell so you can get notifications of when I am on and have a new video coming out. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it. That does help me. And then also, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a butterfly to this, a simple butterfly. The Gel Press Petites, that's what these are called, and they're basically stamps. What makes these special is you can literally stamp with them. And in the pack, there's 3, but there's 1 wing. And you're like, well, why do you have 1 wing? Because you use one side and then you can flip it over and use the other side. So you only need 1. So that gives them an option to give you another image in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do stamp this out. I'm going to be using both Dina Wakley acrylic paint because this is a quick dry, and then I'm going to be using my slow drying open paint by Golden. And I'm going to use the open in red and my Dina Wakley. Actually, I'm not going to do pink on this. I'm going to do blackberry on this. So I'm just going to take and press some paint out. And I want to put some texture in on it. That's a lot of paint. May have to get another extra sheet here. I'm using a little, I think this is a 1.5 inch brayer that I found over at Blick Art. And I'm just taking this and I'm gonna get a scrap piece of paper to roll that off on, the excess. And then I'm going to take my comb by Gel Press. I really like this. And I'm just going to add in some fun lines like so. Now, I have to do the same thing on the other side, but it's not going to look the same because it is a monoprinting thing. So just because I can do one, I'll never replicate this for the other wing, which I think is super cool. You will always create one-of-a-kind pieces. Now for this, I did go ahead and cut it down to a 4.75 by 6.75, so it will fit nicely on a card base like this, which is a 5 by 7 card base. I just took a piece of paper, cut it down to 10 by 7, and then scored it in the middle, like so. Then once this is dry, we can go ahead and put our open over it and then stamp that onto our image. And I think we are just about there. So I'm going to go ahead and just do kind of a lighter, hopefully a lighter coat of this. And this is in the red. And as you can tell, I'm just picking up my brayer each time. I don't rub back and forth. I actually go ahead and pick it up. And I would rather have to add a little bit more as I go than not get enough on. So I'm picking up the brayer as I work, and this is just, I'm gonna need a little bit more here, which is fine. And this is an open acrylic, which means it stays wet longer. So I don't have to worry about it drying, which is good. Makes it perfect for this. All right, and then from here, I'm just gonna go over and decide where I kind of want this butterfly to go. I'm thinking about right there, like so. Stamp it out. Voila. And if you don't get the perfect image, it's okay. Just you can stamp it again and you can see right through it. So definitely keep that in mind as you're doing this. All right, so my purple didn't exactly come through, but it looks pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead, repeat the process on the other side, and then I'll show you what you can do from there. I went ahead and repeated that same technique on the other side, and I really like that body that it created by overlapping the patterns. So I think I am gonna go with that. And what I mean is I'm going to take my paint over pen in Jellyfish and just outline the edges of my butterfly to give it some definition. And I'm even gonna follow through on the body like so. And this is a really pretty purple. Then I'm going to do that on the other side, like so. I always like to do these paint over pins on paint images that I stamp, just because I think it gives it a lot of really pretty definition. And then on the inside of the body, I'm just going to go ahead and color it in. But I'm not done with this yet. So see how beautiful that worked? I just love it. It's so nice. All right, so I'm actually going to go over and just thicken up that line some more. And I'm going to just kind of stroke it out like you would with a paintbrush in some areas, just to make sure that I have a line, because I'm actually going to use another thing to define it a little bit more. It's one of my favorites. If you've followed me, you probably know what I'm going to do. Like so. All right, so that needs to dry for a second. And then I want to just take this grass down here and go over that with this pen, which is the parrotfish pen. And this is the zigzag border from the Faith Impressible, I think it's Impressible, by Gel Press line. I really love this set. And you can even go through and just add in some more spots for some grass, just to give it even more whimsical feel to it, which I like to do. Not done though. I'm going to use Unicorn on the outline of our clouds, like so. All right, there we go. And then I need to go through and add some black. Now on this, you would either want to outline some more in a white or black. I like black because I just think that this pen runs beautifully over this, but some people really like to use a white. So I want to create the body, so I am going to just go ahead and make the little body like so, complete with your little antennas like so, right? We can even Give some eyeballs to that. And then I also want to go over just the edge of this. I love this pin. It also writes over acrylic paint. It's the one that Dina Wakley uses, I believe. I'm not going to be adding the black to the grass stems. I'm actually going to be adding some white to that, and then also adding a little bit of glitter. And that's just because I really want my butterfly to take center stage. Can you guys hear my little dog? All right, and you know, I'm just gonna make this a truly whimsical little butterfly. Why not, right? All right, and then from here, I can take my gel pen. This might be silver. Let me see. Yeah, this is a little bit of silver, which is perfect. That's kind of what I wanted. Glitter on the bottom. So this is kind of helping me do that. Or not. That's okay. I like to have you guys watch me figure stuff out and struggle through. Just, I think it's important because so many times, you know, people who do arts and crafts stuff on YouTube, they will edit out like the struggles that they have, and I don't understand why. Like, I think people need to see that. All right, so I'm just adding in some white down here. Then again, I can go over it. And this is just a jelly roll pen. It's working pretty good. Sometimes I have luck with them and sometimes I don't. All right, so there's that. Before I go any further, I do want to put this on my card front. So I'm going to put this right about here, and I want to add a sentiment still. And I'm going to use, this is still pretty wet, so I am actually going to use my art glitter glue. It's my very favorite, and I'm just going to run it kind of up along the edges, like so. I always use the extension on my art glitter glue simply because it will elongate the life of it, and if you use too much, it doesn't work as well, I've noticed. So I like to just use what I need. And that extender really helps. All right, so by doing this, it creates a really nice border around your edge of your card. And I want to add in a sentiment, and I still want to do some stuff to my butterfly. But the sentiment that I want to do is "You are lovely," and then I was thinking in the grass doing see the beauty in everything. But I want to cut off those edges because I think that that's just a little bit too much. There we go. So I'm going to put this one down here in the corner, like so. And then "You are lovely" is just going to go on up here because butterflies are lovely, I think. Put that up a little bit higher. And then I do want to outline it. Let me go ahead and outline it. Outline it in this blue, hopefully. We'll see if it'll let me. I'm definitely playing here. And I go over it twice. I like that whimsical look. So if you only go over it once and you mess up, it looks like you're sloppy, but if you go over it twice and you mess up, it looks like it was intentional. This one down here. Right. And then inside of my butterfly, I want to go ahead and just do a dot here, a dot here. I will actually pull that around some. And then I want that pin again. Now you guys, I know you're like, what are you doing? I don't know. I'm just playing. All right, and really, really goofy little dude, huh? So let me pop on some of this just in the center of these little dots, the Nouveau drops. Then I'm going to finish off with some, and when you tap it, that actually makes your drops go flat, just so you know. Then I'm going to take some Stickles Mermaid Tail. And I'm going to just take this little guy and do the body and a bunch of glitter. Like so. And boom, I think we're good. So that is what I do with my leftover scratch prints that I did my ghost stamping on, or my ghost pressing on, because oftentimes the ghosts end up looking way more cute than the originals, so it's hard to let them go. So make a card, slip it in the mail, and give it to someone. Until next time, I'm Betsy Golden. Happy crafting.